continuing with a trend these last several months, I have even more exciting news for everyone. It's time for me to reveal, drum roll please. There's nobody here to do a drum roll. Anyway, it's time for me to reveal my latest publication. Well, ladies and gentlemen, friends, it is indeed time to talk about my company's latest publication, Cerulean Sky by David Corse. This book just came out. It is now available. These are among the first copies, and I just wanted to, as I do here on this channel, because this is a sort of a horror novel and this is a horror channel, I wanted to take a moment to tell you a little bit about it. Obviously, not my book. It's one that I have published on behalf of David Corse, who's the author. And I'm really proud of this one. I think the author should be as well. So, as I said, I just wanted to sort of give a bit of an introduction, tell you a little bit about the book, make sure that you all are aware of it, because if you like what I do on this channel, you're going to like this book. So, what's this about? Well, it's one of those sort of genre-straddling works that I tend to like, that also tend to struggle to find a home anywhere else. They're tougher to find a readership because they're not so specifically formulaic. They don't fit neatly in one genre or the other, and that is the case here. It's a sort of dystopian science fiction, fantasy, horror, thriller, romance of sorts. So there's a lot of stuff going on, but even though it has all of those disparate genres represented, this is not an all-over-the-place kind of a book. It's very focused. It just happens to not fit neatly in a single genre. So let me start by reading the description off the back. I'll tell you a little bit about it, and then this is going to be a short video, but I do think you're going to be excited about this one. So, the description says, "A deadly disease has ravaged the United States, causing people to turn incorporeal before bursting into a shower of light. When soft-spoken schoolteacher Florence is infected, the only thing left for her to do is atone for her biggest regret, her part in the death of her best friend. With days left to live, she must cross a dystopian America to find her best friend's mother while being hunted by government agents tasked with controlling the spread of the disease. But Florence's decision has dire consequences. Peter, her loving but overprotective boyfriend, refuses to leave her side, and every moment he spends with her puts him in danger of catching the disease or being executed for helping her. As the miles add up, Florence must decide what she's willing to sacrifice for absolution." So I think that's a good description that tells you what it's about. We have this strange disease, it's called Solomon's disease in the novel, that turns people incorporeal, which is a fascinating idea to me. We also have these government agents pursuing people, so it's a sort of a road novel that they're traveling to get where they're going to escape the feds. There's a lot going on here, but it's a really heartfelt story, and I'll admit, maybe not as scary as some of the horror novels, so in that sense it's more of a thriller, but I would also call it horror because it deals with horrific things. The disease itself is horrific, the guilt that the main character is dealing with is horrific, and of course, the government agents are quite horrific. There's perhaps nothing more horrific than an out-of-control authoritarian government. And this particular government certainly is that. In their zeal to control this pathogen, they have overstepped pretty much every boundary that one can imagine. So there's a lot of wonderful things going on in this novel. Horrible things, but wonderful to read about. And I am not alone in saying so. I'll give you some quotes of praise here. Let me turn to the right page. So first we have a quote from author Lauren Bulger, who wrote, Cerulean Sky takes you on a heart-wrenching journey that's equal parts romance and disturbing. Corse throws his characters into a deadly preternatural world and dares readers not to get attached. Fans of adult-oriented dystopian literature don't want to miss this book. Alex Woodrow, author and editor, has written, Cerulean Sky will break you in the best way possible. David Corse writes big characters with big emotions that you'll want to come back to again and again. If you want horror, romance, and action, this book is for you. And finally, for now, by no means the last quote of praise ever, but the last that I'll read to you, Michael Bettendorf, another author, wrote, I dare you not to choke up reading Cerulean Sky. David Corse's dystopian story is a heady mix of dark fantasy, romance, and action. You'll love Corse's characters even when you hate their decisions. So, clearly I'm not alone in thinking, A, that this is an interesting blend of genres, because you don't get horror, thriller, sci-fi, fantasy, romance, dystopian, all of these elements mixed all that often, and if this is any indication, they really should be mixed more often because this is great stuff. But it's also just a great read in and of itself. The characters are believable. You will get attached to these characters. It's a sort of heart-wrenching but very enjoyable read. I think you all are really going to like it. And so, where do you get a copy? Well, as usual with my publications, pretty much anywhere you want. It is available from bookstores everywhere. If they don't have it in stock, they can certainly order it for you. You can get it from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local indie bookstore, all great options. It's also available directly from me at polymathpress.com. I do have autographed copies available that way, so if you want it signed, that's the way you're going to want to get it. And I'll make my usual holiday gift guide video later, but I will just sort of tease that and say, autographed books are wonderful gifts as we are embarking upon this holiday gift-giving season, so that might be a great option for a lot of you who are maybe uncertain of what to get for somebody, or even as a gift for yourself, because, as I said, I think you're going to love this book. So, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, indie bookstores, polymathpress.com. There will be links right down there in the What's It to make it convenient for you, but wherever you get it, just make sure you get it. Obviously, I say that because it's to my benefit if people buy it, but I also genuinely believe in the book. I think you will be doing yourself a favor if you get a copy because it really is a great read. All that said, I don't want to spoil too much of what happens in this book, so I think I've said about as much as I ought to. So I'm going to go ahead and get back to work editing, in fact, the next book for publication, but do check this one out, and in the meantime, take care and stay scared.